Lies of P is a dark adaptation of the novel Pinocchio, made in the form of a Souls-like production. In Lies of P, we play the role of a hero who is a mechanical doll who, looking for Mr. Geppetto, travels through the gloomy city of Krat and faces the nightmares that await him there.
Geppetto's puppet, our only hope.
Power beyond your imagination.
Come back to me, Carlo.
Lie to protect yourself.
You stole my sister from me, rotten puppets!
Be careful, clever one.
The Finals, multiplayer FPS from Embark Studios, veterans of the genre who previously worked, among others, on the Battlefield series. In the Finals, we take part in dynamic battles in arenas, during which we eliminate opponents in the most spectacular ways possible. Diablo IV is a hack-and-slash RPG from Blizzard. The player chooses one of several available characters and then sets out into the world to fight hordes of monsters. The game returns to the dark atmosphere of the first two installments and places great emphasis on the online aspect. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. During the game, we play as a Na'vi who was abducted as a child and then trained to serve her. 15 years later, when our character managed to wake up from cryogenic sleep and regain her freedom, her own people did not welcome her with open arms.
By the RDA, and trained in their ways. For 15 years, they kept me from my world and my people.
Wait. You have the mark. You are Sorrento. The poor child knows nothing of our ways. Let Home Tree be a refuge from your burdens.
I must seek those who can teach me the ways of the Na'vi. And help me reconnect with my world.
Follow me!
I won't hurt you! No!
Counter-Strike 2 is the full-fledged second part of the cult series of shooters from Valve. The title is a major update of the popular CS.GO game, transferring it to the Source 2 engine and offering thoroughly refreshed graphics and other numerous improvements. Star Wars: Jedi Survivor, the second part of a series of TPP action-adventure games with RPG elements set in the Star Wars universe. We follow the further fate of Cal Kestis, who as one of the last Jedi must avoid falling into the hands of the Empire at all costs.
I hear you've been busy making yourself the Empire's most wanted.
Jedi. Remind our friend here why his kind are supposed to be dead.
Here we go.
The Legend of Zelda. Tears of the Kingdom is a third-person title combining elements of an action game and some elements of survival, largely focused on exploration and creative puzzle solving. During the game, we face numerous monsters, often requiring special tactics based on blocking or waiting for the moment for the perfect attack. At the same time, we must ensure that our clothes are adapted to the weather conditions and prepare potions and meals that provide bonuses for our character. Husant, adventure and arcade game in which we play the role of a hero climbing to the top of a mighty tower. We must carefully monitor the protagonist's condition, look for alternative paths, and skillfully use equipment, including a rope and anchors.
Baldur's Gate 3, the third part of the Cult series of RPG games. The action takes place about 100 years after the events of the previous part. The most important changes include the turn-based combat system.
More dangerous than you can possibly conceive. It threatens all who live. It threatens the gods, the weave, the very fabric of the universe itself.
How would you feel about helping me kill some evil bastards?
Blackith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive.
I'll enjoy watching you try. In mere moments, all that you have dreaded will come to pass. When the screaming stops and your mind is gone, the rest, perhaps, is.
Ready or Not, tactical FPP shooter that allows the player to become a member of the legendary SWAT police unit. While playing Ready or Not, we perform special tasks that require quick, professionally coordinated, and carefully prepared actions.
Ready? Look out! Drop your weapon!
Drop it!
Move it in! Officer's down and we need backup. Let's go!
Help! Somebody please help!
Get back! You can still make it out of this. Drop the gun and let her go. I'm not going in!
So, are you ready?
Modern Warfare 3, first-person shooter that is a continuation of Modern Warfare 2 from 2022 and a reboot of from 2011. The game offers a story campaign, multiplayer, and zombie modes.
Copy that.
This is devastation on a global scale.
We have 2 missiles incoming. If you are there, get out. It's killing civilians. Visual on target. We need medevac now. He wants a world war.
Hogwarts Legacy. During the game, we play the role of a young adept of witchcraft and wizardry who can control ancient magic. When goblins and wizards form an unlikely alliance to destroy wizards and witches, our extraordinary skills put us right in the middle of the chaos they cause. The fate of the entire wizarding world depends on whether we manage to deal with the threat.
Taming fantastic beasts and mastering spells. There is a larger world beyond these walls. A world filled with dangers you can't yet imagine. An ancient knowledge long gone from this world. That strange and mysterious talent you possess may be the key to unlocking this dormant power. Your potential is limitless. But what form will it take? The journey ahead will reveal what you stand for.
Starfield is a game from the creators of Skyrim and Fallout, the first new Bethesda game universe. In this next-generation RPG set among the stars, you can create any character and go on an incredible journey with him to find the solution to humanity's greatest mystery.
We do not fully understand all that is at work here.
No finer group in the stars to be unraveling this mystery.
I'll follow you from here on out, Captain.
Grab jump is ready. I love this part.
These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. Another great secret the universe is asking us to unravel.
Human settlements throughout the galaxy could be at risk.
We are not stopping. Whatever lies at the end of this road.
Resident Evil. The action of the title begins when Kennedy receives an order to find the president's missing daughter. The traces lead to a mysterious town in Spain. Once there, it turns out that the village has been taken over by a sect. Additionally, the inhabitants of the settlement were infected with the Las Plagas parasite and turned into monsters.
Picked the wrong spot to vacation, eh?
You will receive our most sacred body. It begins now.
Assassin's Creed. Mirage is a title focused more on stealth than on direct combat. We use the assassin hidden blade more often than traditional weapons. There is also extensive parkour mechanics, which we use when exploring the environment, as well as a rich plot background inspired by historical realities.
Dodges arrows as he does a leap of faith in slow motion.
We need to find a way to get you inside without being seen. You could bribe the guards to look the other way.
I shall see what flavor best suits me.
The assassin tosses a dagger at a guard, then stealthily stabs another from a ledge. Inside a palace, he sneaks past guards, pickpockets one, then breaks into a treasure vault. The assassin stabs a guard's neck and continues sneaking through the round city.
Embrace the fear. Quiet it. Find a stillness, and let's go.
He assassinates the guards with aerial and melee attacks using assassin focus. The assassin stabs a guard in the shoulder with a sword. He stabs a guard, then attacks another with a spinning slash. The assassin slides and kicks a guard in the face.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is very similar to the previous installments of the series. The main difference is that this time players control both Peter Parker and Miles Morales. While exploring the main adventure, the hero changes at precisely defined plot moments. For example, when one of the protagonists is unable to reach a given place on time, or they have to split up. However, when we freely explore the city, we can switch between them at any time.
You're not yourself.
You want to join us?
here.
Walk down the whole building!
I know I can snap him out of this!
We can fight this together!
Alan Wake 2. The production takes us to the northwest coast of the United States. Saga Anderson, an FBI profiler who is an expert in difficult-to-solve cases, is sent to the scene. Once there, the heroine comes across pages of horror that seem to influence the reality around her. Their author is the writer Alan Wake, officially declared missing in 2010. The man has been a prisoner of the Lair of Darkness for 13 years, and all this time he has been struggling to maintain his sanity while searching for a way to escape the trap.
Why are we written into this story? I brought you the Heart Witch. Show me the terror.
Show me the terror!
FBI, drop the knife!
Dead Island 2, the second part of a series of action games in which we fight for survival during the zombie apocalypse. Dead Island 2 takes us to Los Angeles, where we are one of the lucky ones immune to the deadly virus.
Come on, big boy. Let's fucking do it.
Sam, if we're immune, we need to tell the authorities.
I hear ya. I'm part of the CDC team in LA.
You don't know shit. Out there, you gotta be a mechanic, medic. Jackie fucking Chan rode into one. I've seen all his movies.
No! Climb out of it! Fry!
There's millions of those things out there, just waiting to sink their teeth into us.
You're screwed, man.
I think the survival of the human race may depend on the blood in my veins.
Yeah, man, no shit.
This motherfucker!
This motherfucker.
Atomic Heart, first-person shooter, in which we go to a retro-futuristic version of the Soviet Union. We play the role of a secret agent, and our task is to investigate a secret facility where a machine rebellion has broken out and bring order to it before a global catastrophe occurs.
Любовью к тебе горячей была я, о, родина моя, Россия, ты моя судьба.